All right, everybody. Let me switch over to my mic here. I hit the go live button a little. Cool. All right. Everybody's doing well. Man, we just had some rain come through. Yeah, where we're at, but man, it just decided it wanted to come down. So, been a couple hours. Got the sun back out though, so it's time to get out and get some work done. So, I appreciate everybody here who is on the stream here today, joining up. Pretty straightforward day today here. Going to be clearing out the sod from around the base of each of my posts here, and I've got some sunflower or some butterfly. They look like seeds, right? But these are butterfly pea seeds that I'll be planting in here. Going to do a whole bunch of them around here. And guy is that they end up being on, from what I saw, and again this is just from research, they have these really delicate blue flowers that I'm going to use in tea. For me, make an herbal tea out of them, but that made like a nice little 15-foot long, 15-foot long vine, no give or take. So I figure I'll just run them right along here. I'm gonna have one start here, but the idea is I'm gonna train each one of them because south is this way. So I'll run some up this to kind of cap this area, and then basically each post is gonna run back this way. I just kind of train them along until they get their act together. You know what I mean? So we'll see how that goes. I think it'll be good. Oh man, what a nice day out today, though. I figure I get a little sun on the face today after being cloudy and everything for the last little bit. Here, okay. So yeah, really, this is one of the more straightforward ones that I got for you guys here. Is just, it always cracks me up. My wife, if she's watching, she'll be laughing. I worked so hard to get grass put in, and now I spend most of my days this year is basically pulling up different parts of it. So welcome everybody to the stream today. We are trying a new flower that I haven't done this before, this butterfly pea. So this is gonna be pretty, I want to say exciting. So really just setting up shop here to make sure I can clear this area, the sod, just small little bit from around the base of the post on every post, and then we're going to plant them in here. Just do a little bit today. Not every day has to be a monster event. Turn this a little bit so you can see both sides of the old fence there. I'm actually over here doing stuff. So it's nice to be able to get in here and get, at least like say today, even though it was kind of a rainy day, at least be able to get out here and do some stuff. Weather cleared out nicely for us. That's pretty good. Had a busy day with my clients. Lots of client calls. I have a couple pro bono clients that I helped out today. It's an Asian couple. They're actually refugees from Myanmar, and they're looking to open a Asian market in our town. And they're having trouble with communicating with the contractor and everything. And I understand them just fine, but I also know that they don't know what to ask for when it comes to construction and other things like that. So I want to make sure that I can help them out. I have quite a bit of experience with construction and stuff, so it's very easy for me to get in there and help them with the conversations. Make sure what they're hearing is what they want is what they're hearing, and also help those. Help the contractors as far as them understanding what they're doing. So it's good stuff across the board. Had my neighbor go by. Had then some other client work today too. Was fun. So which gives me time to get over here and get into the garden and do what I do. And again, just so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing here. Bring it a little bit. Basically just clearing a little area around there, and I'm going to drop a set of seeds all the way around on each fence post, so I can get these rolling. I hope you guys have had a good day today. Hopefully you've been able to get out and enjoy some of the weather here. Not sure what the weather's been like in your area, but we had a good morning. Then it came through and rained for like 2.5 hours. just that front. We're up here in Michigan, right on the west shore of Lake Michigan, the Michigan side, and we just had that. I don't know. I guess it'd be a cold front. It isn't. It is a little bit chillier, but I'm used to cold fronts being a little bit heftier than this one. We'll call it a cool front. Let's say it was a cool front. Just came through real quick. Yeah. But yeah, I think, and I looked at the long range planner too, because I do have some stuff that's in the ground and I'm putting in the ground, and it is, they're still not showing any frost warnings at all, even down into the 30s, nothing like that. So I think I'm not in a hurry to get the tomatoes in. I want to at least give them another week or two, well, at least another week before I think about it, so I can say at long range. They're the ones that I'm mostly concerned about. Not holding up well, but it looks good. So hoping get my tomatoes in the ground soon. I've got I've already got some fruiting happening with the tomatoes in the greenhouse, and I'd much rather just have them out. They do better in their house anyways. Yesterday on the stream, anybody who made it, we got a whole bunch of, I got a ton of flowers. They're still early. There's obviously no buds yet or anything, but got a ton of flowers in on that side of my house over there. This whole area right down. If I can do it here, right along there. Ooh, right there. Yeah, all sorts of stuff. So definitely good to see that. A lot of got some dwarf sunflowers that I did. Those are up. Take a look at those in a second. Got some dwarf sunflowers. I definitely have a lot of my wildflowers are coming back. They're definitely starting to pop up. So that's a good news story. Lots of folks ask me what those, what were those flowers? Where'd you get those? And tell them it came in basically a bag of wildflower mix. Now, with that, if you're thinking about doing wildflowers, just remember, go to your box stores if you can. Try not to order online unless you can verify that they're, your nurseries or whatever, but unless you can verify that they are region, like your wildflowers for your area. You're not, dropping some wildflowers in that shouldn't be in your area. You don't want to outcompete some of the local boys and girls, you know what I mean? And it'll be healthier for them in the long run because they'll drop seeds and they'll just keep coming back every year, thicker and better. So, which they're doing this year for me. I got tons of them popping up. Yeah, there's little guys. There's little right now, but they're getting there. All right. It's actually kind of nice after this rain too, because the soil's nice and loose and everything. I don't know if you guys ever do anything with butterfly pea. I saw it on, I think it was on Epic Gardening, one of their little montage ones, if I remember correctly. Redhead, if you're watching, if you can remind me of that, because we were both looking at it. I said those look really pretty, and they make tea, so I like herbal tea, so why not do something I can also enjoy, right? I guess they're really pretty, like lavender blue flowers. They grow on a vine, and we'll be checking those out here. Yeah, this is gonna be like one of the more low threat days that we have here on the stream. I'm just cutting out a little grass here, and I got to do a little bit of work in the greenhouse. Nothing crazy, but yeah, everything looks pretty good. All right. Oh, I think I had my 10th neighbor stop by and ask about my solar panels. Yeah, it was a matter of time. Once I had them up, it was going to be as soon as people saw me, they'd be stopping out and asking questions. So that's been fun, educating people on it, and every one of them, I think you're going to make some money on them. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of the idea. You get them. It's everybody's got their reasons. Some people want to do it for sustainability, and I got that. That's part of it, but also don't like, look, I already got all this sunshine out here right now. Small investment. You know, I don't need a new vehicle right now. So put that money towards something that's going to be paying dividends for 20, 25 years. Why not do that, That's my idea. That's my idea behind it. Especially now, considering like the rates they have on vehicles. Woof. So be able to come in and pick up the solar panel system makes sense. But everybody's been asking me a ton of questions on it, which is good. And that should be, and I'll tell you, if you have somebody in your neighborhood that has solar panels and you're curious, I'd be willing to bet you can go walk up and ask them. They'll talk your ear off. I mean, because within moments, I always have my app out, and I'm showing everybody, like, look, here's how much power I'm generating. Here's this, here's that, Try to help. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty cool, right? I mean, you can't see them from here, but it's pretty cool. We get to put these little panels on the roof, right? And all of a sudden, man, we're making electricity, saving some money. All right, so this has got to go. I've got across the way here right behind you. Show you real quick. This field that you see there, that used to have a whole bunch of pine trees in it, and they were all cut back due to they were diseased, and the Native American, the tribe in the local area, they purchased all, I think it was 180 acres of this thing. They actually have a cemetery down on the river over here. But anyways, they cut all the trees down. As soon as they cut all the trees down there, the moles that were living their best life in the woods there, they decided to cross the Rubicon, also known as the street, and have invaded all of our properties over here. So what this guy does, I've got a group of them around the house. It's got a little solar panel on it, right? It stays powered up. Little button. It makes different vibrations throughout the day to basically confuse the mole, make it sound like something's coming after it. And I've got them in spots all the way around the property. It's done pretty well. I've only had to kill one mole so far here, and they've stayed over there, not on this side. So we'll call that a W. I got them off of Amazon. They work pretty good. Top tip though, they're green and they're pretty low profile. Your mower won't see them. I've lost a couple to my mower. Just crushed them right up like it was nothing. So just FYI if you decide to look at them. And I like it, again, it's passive, so it's basically just keeping them away instead of me having to go through the route of, having to smoke them out, If I ain't got to kill little guys, I'd rather not. However, also can't have them heading this direction towards the garden too, which by my garden, I've got 12 inches down of chicken wire to also help dissuade the moles from making their way. And same thing with anybody else that wants to dig into my area. So I do have that as part of the plan. I had a strategy. Oh, this loam and this grass is so nice. I hate ripping it up here, but again, it's gonna look good. You need to go. Well, yeah, things have been going good though around here. We got a lot of done. Although I am going to do a video on my compost. That is something I'm going to do. It's my next long form is going to be on how to clean, what to do when your compost, organizing your compost. Because I've got 4 compost bins plus leaf storage back there from last year. My neighbor gave me basically all of her leaves. I think she was pretty happy about that. But I got a whole, it's pretty ridiculous how much I've got. So it's mostly brown stuff right now, brown matter. And I've got a little bit of green matter coming in. So I've got to reorganize it. And that's just something you have to do if you have a group of them like that, where, I compost throughout the year, but my garden isn't making any green matter right now. It's not growing anything. But my grass grows a bunch. So I'm basically over time, this first part of the year is me going through taking my grass as I get it, incorporating in with my leaves and the leftover brown material from last year, and building out my first couple compost piles that'll be used in the garden here throughout the first part of the year. But you know, there's a system that you got to a system that you have to have in place to be able to swap over, and it's not a lot of fun because you're literally pulling everything out and kind of reorganizing it. And you know, it's like with anything, it's kind of annoying because compost isn't go ahead and do one more. Compost isn't light. It's got a little bit of weight to it. Now the leaves aren't too bad, but the grass, and because I wasn't able to do it yesterday, it's good because it's gonna be a couple hours to get it done. So I just kind of leave it. So it just got rained on too. So my grass is all soaked. That's been bagged. It's soaked. So probably no need for the gym for me on that day. I get plenty of time to do that. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic there, folks. If that was too loud, I apologize. You guys have anything interesting you're gonna be putting in the ground this year? Just curious. I've got doing this here. I did get a request from someone to do bottle gourds. I guess they're gourds that want to go. So then my neighbor, they dropped off internet issues. I had to switch over to my other internet. But anyways, my neighbor, they dropped off what they thought were blue sunflowers. They're not blue sunflowers. They kind of got scammed. Paid for them because there are no blue sunflowers. But we're going to do those anyways, so that way I can give those a try. I do have very happy to report my kuka melons, which are little, they're Mexican sour gherkins. They're just little guys. They look like little watermelons, little itty bitty ones. You know, maybe only supposed to be like 1.5 inches long. They grow on a vine. Those are coming up and doing well. So I'm going to be able to get those. I'm going to have those growing along this side of the garden. It's just over here. So that's going to be, those will be nice. And like I was saying, as I've mentioned before, my wife knows, and I can pretty much live off of cucumbers and tomatoes. So if I got a new type of cucumber I can bring into the mix, I'm pretty happy about that. So that'll be pretty cool. Have that as well. All right. Guys look pretty good. Grab you guys, making our way down here. So pretty today. Well, here, take a moment, just take a look at we got the garden enclosure in here. Thought you haven't seen this angle before. If you see this bird we got here, it's from my gentleman before we moved here. It's a little piece of art that one of his friends made for him. And he let me have it when we left out of the property we were renting from him. Thought that was nice. And then down along the fence line here, I've got my marigolds have started, got a few things, but these are, if you saw in the live stream, this is where I've got my tomato trellises. You can see those as well. Got 4 sets of those, so I'm gonna have like a grand total of, I mean, if I want to, I could. Yeah, I got upwards of 64 tomato plants going this year, which might end up being a thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how they do. Could be a thing. Could have I could have every tomato in the county growing here. But I don't know. It's like with pretty much everything. I want to experiment, see how this does, and I think they're going to do pretty well there. I think what's really funny though, and I was talking on the other stream, I've got where my tomatoes were last year. It's not where my tomatoes are going to be this year, and they're germinating. I've got tomato seeds germinating all over the place in where my lettuce is at now. I've got tons and tons and tons of tomatoes coming up right now that unfortunately, I'm going to have to be done with it because they're in the spot where my lettuce is going to be at this year for the full year. I just basically grow lettuce. I've got my third round of lettuce has already started and up. So I'll be filling that out as well. So, but yeah, it was pretty funny. I looked over like, oh my gosh, that is a ton of tomato seeds that are all going crazy here. Now, as we continue to move back here towards the end of the fence, you are going to start to see my compost pot, my compost bins, my basically the what do you want to say? It's done with pallets. I got like 3 different bins that are set up back there. You'll see them coming into view. You can kind of see my conundrum that I'm dealing with here. It's pretty expansive, the problem. Lots of between like the grass, because when I mowed the other day, it was, and again, this grass, it grows. We get some rain in here, and it's on the property. It's a half-acre lot, so I get on my riding mower, I get 4, about 6 bags every time I mow. And that's not that is not an insignificant amount, Okay, cool. All right. Got a few more posts to do here. We're making our way along. Here's we're just continuing on down here in more of my garden. You see where it's at, and got my greenhouse back there. Or if you've been on some of those live streams. Hey guys, I got to take a phone call real quick. 1 second. All right, sorry about that. You guys hear me okay? Just making sure. Yeah, I had a bit of a client. I had a quick little call I had to take right there. Told them I was busy. I was hanging out with some of my friends on stream. So, anyways, we get over here and you'll be able to see a little bit of the mess that I got going on here. Yeah, sorry about cutting y'all off right there. It was stuff for work. There's a new certification that I'm looking to get for to be able to better help out my clients. So I've got to have conversations and get educated on it. Make sure it's something that's going to be worthwhile for them and for me. Yeah, it's getting, when I'm advise small businesses for a living, and one of the things I consistently tell them about is always research everything you're doing. Just don't hand out your money. And I follow that advice too, especially when it comes to stuff like this. I don't want to get a certification my clients don't need me to have. But in this case, this one's going to be with the Exit Planning Institute. I want to be able to better advise my clients on best way to sell their business for them, what that looks like for them. I have some clients right now that they're looking at ESOPs, those employee stock ownership plans, so they can get paid for their portion of their shares, but then the rest of it goes to the employees, where they get to have an ownership piece. So that's a lot of research into that right now. But anyways, I digress. Back to gardening, right? We're done with the work stuff. But yeah, this when I mentioned that as far as 6 bags of stuff that I get from when I mow, I mean, it's in like my backyard. I get, where it's fenced in. I mean, I'm around 3 bags just for my backyard because of how thick it grows in there. I mean, it is, and it grows fast. Like this rain that I got, I just mowed a couple days ago. I'm gonna have to mow again here real quick. This stuff just grows and grows and grows, which is a good problem to have. Like I said, because last year I did not have grass on my property for the longest time. It's very frustrating, You want to have, everybody wants to have a lawn, Look nice. Actually, the gentleman who stopped by today too, he was friends with my grandpa. I've known him for a long time. First thing out of his mouth was like, "Ryan, you're making us look bad. You're getting your yard looking too nice." Which is, anybody knows from guy's point of view here, especially with their yards, that's the stuff you want to hear. That little bit of pride popping in there. And for me, wife and I, we talked about this a lot. This your property is an investment, so you want to take care of it. But it's also just nice to come home to a nice, come home, live in a property that's just taken care of, looks good, thing looks healthy, makes you feel good. Yeah. So That's the main reason I do it. Yeah, there's the prop, the want it to look good for the neighborhood, want to make sure the neighborhood looks good. There's that aspect, of course, it's important, but also I just feel good. I think, my wife, we've talked about it. It just feels good coming home to a nice home and nice place that's taken care of. The same thing goes with the with the garden. With my vegetable garden, I want to have something that's nice. It's producing calories for me and the family, but also it's a nice, healthy, fun, somewhat frustrating at times, hobby to have. And everybody's got their hobbies that they do. I know there's folks that they go out and they go do stuff with their friends. Obviously, I have this hobby where I'm enjoying spending quality time with you guys on the stream right now while I'm doing this. Which again, what we're doing here for those just joining, welcome to the stream. You're new here. Now it's a good time. Welcome. Glad to have you on here. Hope I earned your subscription today. But I come here live pretty much every afternoon, doing something out in the yard or out in the garden or out in the greenhouse. Just getting the property ready for season. And there's a lot of work that goes in ahead of time to get us to this point to where we're planting, and then we get to the maintenance phase. But then for me, as soon as I get this stuff in the ground, as I get the summer items in the ground, I'm off to start on my this last one here, or second to last one. I'm starting on my late summer and early fall stuff. I've got to get mums started. Hate those things, but they like them around here. Got some mums I got to get started, and all my brassicas. They're going to be started here. For here, I'll probably start those in July. July, so it'll be warm to get them started, and then leave them there. Because unlike the rest of the country, again, we're in zone 6B here, but it's going to be July is when our hottest time is going to be. August, well, we might have a little spike here, but the temperature is going to start cooling off again already in August. So I've got to have brassicas ready to go in the ground, by the end of July, beginning of August, so that they'll have time to make it, basically make it to next, that they will be able to fully grow and I can take advantage of them, before winter sets in here. Although, if things have just been, that cloud cover just came out of nowhere. Oh, anyway, sorry. Yeah, it's like sunshine like 2 seconds ago. Now the whole sky is covered in clouds. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, the way the weather's been going here, the climate is, it's been changing in this area. I mean, it's just nuts. We're getting like no snow. It's still cold, but we're just not getting as much. But the precipitation we're getting a lot of cold, like rain, winter, cold, very annoying rain throughout the year instead of snow, which again isn't a terrible thing, but it definitely affects a lot of stuff. Like the river didn't even run this year. Like typically there's a run at the beginning of April where you got snow melt happening, which signals to some fish to do their thing, but that didn't happen here this year. So it was a little weird. Right. My next one here, so you can see my strawberries back here doing their thing. Strawberries are this guy right here. Hey, buddy. Getting some seeds up there, huh? Yeah. Also got our Orioles that are here now. Hear them whistling at me right now. Again, for those just hadn't seen this before, what I use to control the moles in my area. It vibrates, basically, shakes in different frequencies, and confuses the heck out of the moles. Keeps them from coming this direction. Yeah, I hear you. Got the Orioles are signaling to their partner that I'm over here. They tend to nest right up in this area right here, so they are keeping an eye on me for sure. And it's really cool too. Like they brought. Oh, hey Toady. Scoot out of here, bud. They brought the whole family back this year, the Orioles. You know, there was 2 last year. I have seen 5, so I think there's a total of 6 total. You know, they tend to come in pairs, so. And then I got new Grosbeaks just showed up as well. I got a male and a female pair of Grosbeaks that just showed up. Those are out of Canada. They're pretty cute. I always like seeing them. They're fruit and nut fans. So I knew as soon as I had those out, they'd find me. It never ceases to amaze me. I won't see those birds at all. I'll see everything else. I'll change the bird feed, and within a day, they'll start showing up. Like I hadn't seen our cardinals in a minute. They really hadn't had their type of mix out there. I put the fruit and nut, cardinals are back in a day. Jimmy and his wife back. We named our cardinal Jimmy. Jimmy and his wife are back. Jimmy just is a big old fat cardinal, just sits right in the food and just sits there and munches in the evenings and first thing in the morning before full sun. Okay. A little bit more of this soil back out here. Okay, there we go. I have got now 11 posts that have, put this over here, got 11 posts. 11 posts done. Hey, since we're back here, I might as well take a look at what I'm talking about with my compost. We can see, so here's my strawberries. They all came up well. They should start fruiting here in no time. But this monstrosity is what I was talking about with my compost. This mess. It's just gotten out of hand here, and it was going to happen. So these are all the leaves from my neighbor's yard back here. It's 1, 2, 3 pallets deep there. These 2 sets of compost bins are filled with corn stalks and leaves and other stuff here. This one, it's got the tart right here. Can't really see it too well. This one right here, that's my current compost. A week ago, it was filled up to here. That's how much activity the bacteria have been doing in the last bit. I mean, that thing's been cooking at like 160 for a week. It's been humming. And then this is my last bit of compost. This is all going to go over where my tomatoes are going to go in. So this last bit, I'm going to truck all this out, dump it, and then, which is what's going to end up happening here. So I'm going to put all this into my wagon, and then we're going to move like that. It's already wet and nasty, so it is what it is with the grass. We'll get it fixed. But I'm going to move all that grass with leaves into here and get my second round of compost going. And what I'll do is this will end up with basically 3 mowings worth, or probably 2 weeks worth of grass clippings in here with leaves, tarp it over, and I'll come back and look at it in a week and a half, turn it, and this will end up being going into my garden as well. So pretty much throughout the year, as I'm making compost, I'm adding it to right back into my garden. Make compost, put it in, make compost, put it in, make the whole deal. So that's how I do my compost. Ooh. Right. Oh, you can see my chamomiles too. Check this out. So I got my chamomiles right down there. They're doing pretty well. They're starting to get flowers on them. See across the way there, I got my Brussels sprouts. They're looking good. So, we're getting there slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Then I got my thyme. This is my thyme plant. That thing is taken off. That's German thyme. That's the best thyme. Much better than what we typically have around here in the US. That German thyme is where it's at. All right, so now it's time to get these seeds going. Probably leave you right there for the whole thing, so while we're doing it. All right. So as I mentioned, as you saw on the title here, if you can see, we are doing butterfly peas, which is a vining plant. They've been sitting here soaking the seeds. I've been soaking them for a day, kind of give them a little jump start, a little help to get the germination kicked off a little quicker. Never hurts them any. You can see them here. Kind of what they look like. There you go. Let's see, look closer. So I've got, I mean, they gave me a whole bunch of these, like 100. I'm going to put them all down just to make sure that we get germination, but I didn't need this many. That's okay though. We will adjust. So I'm going to use one glove here to kind of make my hole, and then we'll get these in. So there's going to be, I'm going to put basically 3 around this one up front here, and then I'm going to have 2 on either, and 3 around the post this way on this side. So they'll come up, and then we're going to train them all because the sun is behind you. Just train them that way. That's the idea. Yeah, that's what the theory is going to be. We'll see what actually happens, but that's the plan. That is the plan. Get this soil kind of roughed up a little bit. Get these guys in here. Started. Also got to make sure that I'm getting these good and buried, because my birds will come. Oh no, oops. My birds will come in here and, you know, they'll do what birds do. So just make my way down here. Let's do a couple here, a couple there. Get them planted. Yep, just see how they do. Yeah, it's going to be a fun little adventure to see what these look like. But from everything I saw, they tend to look pretty good when you get them together. So again, these are just the pea seeds here. These are those butterfly peas. Make again that little blue vine. That grows to about 10 to I think it was 10 to 15 feet, so it's pretty significant. Okay, there's those in. And we're putting a pretty, you know, I've got 100 or so seeds here, which I think is going to be well more than I need. So we're just kind of overseeding here. And I'm going to pop some more around the greenhouse too. See if I can get them growing over there. Just trying to load this place up with. Again, my goal with the garden is to have as much flowering, many flowers, and as much flowering done as I can at any time. The more pollinators, more we feed the pollinators, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Give them something to snack on, get them trained to come this direction. So when I need them to pollinate, you know, my vegetables, they're already used to coming over here. They're like, oh, let's go over we're hungry. Let's head over to Ryan's house. He's got all sorts of stuff out there. That's the spot. That's where we want to be. But you can see though too, like on the weekends, I'll spend a bunch of time out in the yard. I mean, I'll be out here for, you know, 4 or 6 hours, something like that, you know, depending on the day. But during the week, I just come out here for like an hour and a half, just something to be active, something to get out. You know, little task here, little task there, nothing crazy, but it does keep the garden moving along, which is what we want. You know, it's like with anything, I talk to my clients about that a lot. You know, you can rush through stuff. That is absolutely an option. You know, where you can just spend a day hammering through stuff, or it would be preferable you do a little bit every day, right? A little bit today, a little bit tomorrow, a little bit the next week. You just kind of chip away at things. Not as stressful. Also, you know, lets you kind of be just kind of better prepared for stuff, you know. You know, not everything is depending on you getting everything done today. You know, nobody wants that. And that's just a level of stress you just don't want to add to your life if you can help it. So if you can, do your part, and, you know, try to just do stuff a little bit at a time. Just not saying you got to be like me, but in this case, what I'm doing makes everything a lot easier. And it's also consistency. You know, if I know every day just to plan on being out here. My wife knows I'm going to be out here for a little bit. Family knows. Everybody knows. So they can better manage their expectations for Ryan too. You know, just the little things like that. Oh, sounds like we got another round of rain coming in. I better hurry. Okay. Good stuff. All right, I got one more to go here. And that's going to do me for this project. How was that, guys? We did good work today. We were killing it. We deserve to be proud of the work we did today. You know, got some stuff done. That's the plan. Cool. So those are down. Water for my homies there. Cool. So those are down. That's done. We got those planted. So we'll go down to the end of the fence line here and take a look and just kind of see our work. But we have got a full fence row of those butterfly pea plants in the ground, which I think is going to be great. Kind of show you the whole fence line there. So that whole split rail. So what ended up happening is that, like I said, they're a blue flowering plant. They're on a vine about 15 foot long. Someone just fired up their barbecue grill. Sorry. Smells good somewhere. All right, anyways. We've got along here this fence, but it's going to be basically these delicate blue flowers growing along this fence line. And what they do is they end up kicking off these pods that are about yay big, a whole bunch of them, which, again, more seeds for next year. That's the way I look at it. Get those, I'll get even more seeds. I can put them more places around the property, so that's going to be pretty cool. The other thing, too, is that they are they're nitrogen fixing, so which would be nice for just for the garden as a whole. So what they do is they actually have these little nodules down in the roots of the vines. They're pulling nitrogen out of the air and fixing it into N2, basically a version of nitrogen that plants can use. So this type of plant, what they do is they come in and make the nitrogen that's in the air available for the rest of the plants to be able to have. So they're going to be fertilizing my lawn as they're doing it too. So I will take that. All right, well, I see rain coming, so we are going to go ahead and call it a day for today on the live stream. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Good to see you. I will see you next time. Take care.